Yeah, okay, good. Okay. Yeah. So bow down, divine in me, bow down to you, divine you all, and I'm thankful to all of you who have taken out your precious time from your busy schedule for attending this session, and deeply grateful to my mentor YSR, from whom I have learned this, and I'm sharing with deep gratitude to him. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what I was talking about, this is you as well as I, all we are here, and this is our environment. Who are there in our environment? We have people, we have things, and we have places. So we have interaction with these people, with these things and these places, that will lead to some kind of maybe health challenges like disease, that could lead to a job pressure, that could lead to a business failure, that may lead to a toxic relationship, that may lead to a financial stress. That interaction will go on. When that interaction is taking place from this environment to us, we also will react to that, we also will respond to that. So again, we are also responding to that. Whatever happening in our environment, we are responding to that, we are reacting to that thing. So next slide please. सो वक्त का पहिया घूमता है, खुशियां भी आती हैं, गम भी आते हैं, कभी खुशी कभी गम. अभी हम लोग जो देखते हैं, वी आर सीइंग दैट वी आर हैविंग दैट काइंड ऑफ इंटरेक्शन विद एनवायरनमेंट, so that will lead to 6 kind of situation. If you find any situation out of this, you just let me know. The first thing is normal situation as expected. We are expecting 8 to 10 people in our FELD discussion forum. As expected, we are happy, we acceptance, we neutral. We are getting some, suppose I'm getting a 10% rise, I'm expecting 10%, I'm happy, I'm a neutral feeling. The other thing will, suppose instead of 10, 20 people join FELD, so we'll be very happy, very elated, very grateful to them for joining this session. Similarly, I'm expecting 10% raise, but my boss gives me 20% raise, so I'll be very happy and very elated. So this could be the plus side of things. कौन कहता है कि आदमी अपनी किस्मत खुद लिखता है? अगर ये सच है तो किस्मत में दर्द कौन लिखता है? We have seen that we have negative situation also. What negative situation? I expected 10% rise and only 5% I get. Our children has expected 80% in exams and got only 70% in exams. And expecting 10 people to join FELD discussion, only 5 people join. Initially, we were just having that apprehension that only 4-5 people were there. So feeling some kind of disappointment, some kind of sadness, some kind of frustration, some kind of unhappiness, all those kind of emotion will be there. On the other side of plus side, it was miracles. What kind of miracles? Suppose I had made a bit of accident and doctor said you will have a fracture of 3 months. 3 months you won't be able to move out of your bed. And by any miracle, by any grace of God, I came out of my bed and my fracture is recovered in within 1 month. I will have a bliss. I will have deep gratitude for God's healing power. Similarly, if suppose instead of 10%, I got 30% raise in my salary, so I will be having blissful moments. Oh my God, that's a miracle. 30% raise, in that too in days of recession. So that could be a plus positive emotion. That could be a miracle thing. Similar, that will be a negative side also. There could be some tragedy. Like COVID, we have lost so many people in our family members, friends, colleagues. Some trauma could be there, some accident is taking place, some kind of war situation is there. So those kind of situation will lead to emotions like grief, fear, phobia, depression, isolation. And the most dangerous among these is imaginary things. Most of the negative emotions we are having, considering all imaginary situation in our mind. If this is going to happen, then what will happen? Suppose tomorrow war will take place, then stock market will fall down, then the business will, that we won't have the roti kapda or makan things available to us. We'll have shortage of money in banks. All kinds of imaginary things are going on in our mind. So that kind of, it could be negative. Mostly they will be negative. Sometimes it could be positive. I'm expecting that my goal will be achieved. All I could be happy for this kind of imaginary positive things also could be there, that I am getting a TEDx speech, I am giving a TEDx speech, that could be a imaginary positive things also. But mostly what we do in imaginary is, mostly we think about the negative things. What are the negative inputs we have, that we think in our mind, okay, these are going to happen in future, so we'll be worried, we'll be having anxiety, we'll be anxious, we'll be fearful, and we won't be able to take the right decisions. So बदल, next slide please. बदल जाओ वक्त के साथ, या फिर वक्त बदलना सीखो, मजबूरियों को मत कोसो, हर हाल में जीना सीखो. पिनाकी, next slide. So we have seen that we'll have this kind of triggers from external environment. Any trigger can be there. Emotional triggers are there, physical triggers are there. Whatever interaction we are doing with the environment, that will have some triggers, and that will have some emotional state in us. Most of the state will be negative state: anxiety, fear, grief, hurt, revenge, jealousy. All kinds of negative situations will be there. Worry. So what I need to do in this case, Tony Robbins has given a triad of state change in his book Awaken the Giant Within. What he says, we can change our state by doing three things. First thing is focus. Where we focus, our energy flows, and that it grows. We all know about that. Second is physiology, the change in our body posture. And the third is a vocabulary. This is used in as if technique. As if technique is using this as posture and facial expression is part of our physiology. If I keep my posture like this, my shoulders are straight, my spine is straight, my facial expressions are very relaxed, and I'm breathing cool and calm. Just close your eyes for a few. We'll do this exercise for a few minutes. Just close your eyes. Have you all closed your eyes? Can you give confirmation, somebody?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay, good. So just think of any situation that you think you are worried about, you are anxious about, you are fearful about. Just think about the situation for a moment. Just mentally go through that situation, that this situation is there, which is troubling, which is challenging for me, which is giving anxiety to me, which is giving fear to me. Just think of that situation. And now just focus on your breathing. Have a deep, long breath. And have a posture. Have your shoulders straight, spine straight, neck straight, and facial expression totally relaxed, completely relaxed. And after doing this, just have an inner voice inside your mind. My name is Bharat, and I am totally relaxed. My name is Sakshi, and I am totally relaxed. My name is Pinaki, and I am totally relaxed. My name is Gaurav, and I am totally relaxed. All please say your name inside your mind and say, I am totally relaxed. Just few times say this: I am totally relaxed, I am totally relaxed, I am totally relaxed. So how was the experience? Any change in state you find?
Yes, calmness.
Calmness. That is what, just by simply doing these changes, our physiology, our focus is on our breathing and our inner voice. Just we are changing these three things, and we are able to change our state from anxiety, worry, fear to normal relaxation, calm state within just few minutes. So that is how this as if technique is very wonderful. हर अंधेरी रात के बाद हर अंधेरी रात के बाद एक सुबह होती है, हर मुश्किल के बाद एक समाधान होता है. तो वी हैव अ ट्रिगर. Ideally, what we need to do is just take a paper, and for next 20 days you just identify what triggers you are having in every day in your life. Normally there will be 3-4 triggers only. Those triggers will be repeating daily. It could be a traffic jam, it could be a challenges at not doing good relations with boss, it could be not having good harmony with colleagues, it could be some challenges with your business. Those 4-5 triggers will be there. Just identify those triggers, write down those triggers on a piece of paper for next 20 days, and see what these triggers are causing, what emotions. Some trigger will cause you anxiety, some trigger will cause you fear, some trigger will cause you worry, some trigger will cause you hurt, some trigger will cause you rejection. So just write down, this is my trigger and this is my emotional state. For next 20 days, please do this exercise. Now once this trigger are there, now we have gone to the emotional state, and we have changed the as-if technique, and we have used the as-if technique, and we have changed the state to relax calm position. But sometimes what happens, that you are so angry, sorry, you're so anxious, you're so fearful, you cannot change the emotional state. You need to have that coping mechanism. What that coping mechanism means, I need to give response to this emotional state. How can I give response to these emotional states? First is a cause and effect frame. Cause and effect frame, there was a twin brother in a city. Out of that, one brother was totally alcoholic and he was having a criminal record and all kind of things. So one gentleman went to him and, hey, why you are so alcoholic and why you are so criminal mind and all kind of things. They said, why, what you are expecting from me? My father was an alcoholic, he was a criminal, he was doing beating of all of us. What do you expect from me? So he was blaming his father. He was in effect frame. He was in a victim mode. The same gentleman went to the other, his brother. Hey, you're living so sober life. You're living so spiritual life. How come so? So he said, my father was a drunkard. He was alcoholic. He was a criminal. So I have decided I'm not going to touch alcohol in my life. I'm going to live a life of sobriety and spirituality. So that is how I changed. The same experience both have done, but one has taken as a blame game, the other has taken as the responsibility frame, and he has changed his life. So that is how we can. This is cause and effect frame is a negative frame. It doesn't allow us to grow. So we need to come out of that frame as early as possible. The second is the result versus excuse frame. So Jim Thorpe was there. He was in 1912 Olympic. He was participating in decathlon. So on the day of decathlon, he found that his shoes were stolen. Oh my God, I have to run now and my shoes are not there. So he was searching wildly from here and there where I can find my shoes. So in a dustbin, he could find a pair of shoes. So he just immediately grabbed those shoes. Then he saw that the one of the shoes is a larger size. The other size was a normal. So he added additional pair of socks, and with that kind of odd shoes, he ran the decathlon and he won the gold medal. So you can have excuse or you can have results. Whatever you wake up with, a bad health, a bad relationship, bad business, whatever you wake up with. But it is not larger than this. Still, he can win the gold medal. He can have more achievement in our life. With all our resources, we can definitely have more achievement in our life. We can have excuses or we can have results. So we need to focus on result, bypassing the excuses. Third is mind and body, one system. We all know whatever we think, that affects our body, that affects our physiology, that affects our health, that affects our healing. Similarly, whatever our body will do, that will change our mind thinking. Suppose my physiology is like a dull man, so my thoughts will be like that only. My physiology is like a warrior. How's the Josh? Then my mind will also feel a Josh, enthusiasm. So that is how both mind and body are one system. The fourth one is the perception is projection. Many times people sometimes immediately label somebody. You are stupid, you are dumb, you are something, you are plana, you are no, you are good for nothing. All kinds of label people put on other people. That time just think this frame. Perception is projection. Whatever perception he has just projected on you. This is not your reality. It is his own projection that is projecting on you. It is his own perception of stupidity. It is of own perception of dumbness. It is not your reality. It is his perception he is projecting on you. So we need not to worry about those perceptions. And the most important frame is the responsibility frame. We need to come out of cause and effect frame, result frame into responsibility frame as early as possible. What is the responsibility frame? Responsibility frame is a dynamic acceptance. The situation has happened. The things are there like thing. Event is there. Now I am accepting that thing and I am thinking now, what can I do now to make this a better thing? What can be done to have some benefit out of this? Most of the suffering we have, most of the events we have is because God wants us to learn something from that event. Till that time we learn from that event and implement the learnings, the event situation goes on coming in our life. The moment we learn our learnings, the moment we implement our learnings, our karma of that situation is over and we will never have that situation in our life again. So we need to take that action so that we implement the learning we have from the situation or the event. So next slide please. So एक मिनट वापस पीछे चले जाना पीना की, just go back. Yeah, so just take a piece of paper and write down in 2 minutes whatever thoughts you are having. We all know we have 60,000 thoughts in a day. Out of them 90% are repetitive and 85% are negative. So just write down whatever thoughts you are having in your mind at this moment in just 2 minutes, not more than that. Just write down whatever thoughts you are having. Mostly the negative thoughts, just write down on the piece of paper. We'll just wait for 1 minute more. If you give more time, then it will, your conscious mind will take over and you won't be able to write the thoughts. So before your conscious mind takes place or take over, whatever your subconscious mind says, just write down those thoughts on a piece of paper. Written down the thoughts. Okay, good, Pinaki. So the one next homework I have said was a trigger. You identify for next 20 days what are the triggers you are having and what emotional state it is causing. And second homework is for next 66 days. Just try to recall 3 events in a day. And during that event, what coping mechanism you have used? You have, whether you use blame game or you use the excuse, oh, because of him I have got angry, because of his response I got this thing, because of this I could not achieve this, because of that I could not do that. Those kind of excuses are there. Just write down what are the coping mechanisms you were there, you have used in your mind during that situation for next 66 days for 3 events every day. So just next slide, Pinaki. Yeah. So we are learning the declutter your mind technique. So that is the first step you have done. Ink what you think. Till now, they were all thoughts in our mind. They were all thoughts in our subconscious mind. When you write down them on a piece of paper, those thoughts become words. And probably you will have less words than what thoughts you have in your mind. So that is the first thing you have done. The second thing is you just check out of your thoughts how many thoughts are there on which you have some control. You can take some action on it. If you suppose you put 15 thoughts in your paper, out of 15 or 10, how many thoughts are there on which you can have some control? Just mark them with a tick mark. Suppose I write war is there, stock market is going to down, stock market is going down, so the recession is going on, how I'm going to achieve my goal. Those all kind of thoughts you put. Out of that, what thoughts you can have some action on that? Just put a tick mark over that. How many thoughts you have, Pinaki? Written?
11.
11. Good. Out of that, how many are in your control?
I could see things are in control because now I could see other thoughts also associated with them.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So all 11 are in control.
I won't say all 11, but yes, like right now I'm also thinking about managing this session. So
Okay, good.
the
Good.
thoughts are connected with that also. So what I can control, what I cannot control. So I'm observing and I'm actually exploring the Zoom sessions as well. And
Okay.
I'm watching you also, that the words that you are using, how this can be connected to my way of living my life. So many thoughts are coming. So
Okay, good.
11
Good.
thoughts I just wrote down, just like
Okay,
that.
Sakshi, you jotted down how many thoughts?
I have written only 2 thoughts.
2 thoughts. Okay. So
Yes.
you are thoughtless. Good. Think less.
Wha- One thing is what is a negative thought, and the other one is what if I am not having any negative thought.
Uh, okay. But then you don't have any control over either of them. You have control over them.
Actually, I practice meditation, so it is very
Very
difficult for
less thoughts are
me
coming
to.
to you. Good. Good.
Yes.
Yeah. Manjit, you mentioned 5 thoughts you have. So how many you have there are in your control and how many of you are not in your control?
Most of the times they are in control.
Hey,
That's
Manjit,
why.
I'm just asking Manjit because Manjit has just mentioned in the chat he has 5 thoughts. He has written 5 thoughts. So how many thoughts are there in his control and how many thoughts are is not in his control?
Yeah. So, I think two of them are in control and other are not in control. Three.
Okay. So you mark tick mark on what things you are control and put a cross on things you can't control.
Okay.
Now what you need to do is the thoughts which you have in control, just write down those things in a second piece of paper. Only those thoughts on which you have some control. Total 5 and 5 in 7 and 5 in control. Good, Saurabhi. So you have only 2 who are not in control. Now flush the X mark paper. Ideally it should be burned, but burning is a difficult thing. Yes, writing down thoughts is also a good way to reduce your number of thoughts in your mind. Like if you remember in Jab We Met, the Kareena Kapoor just flushed whatever she has given abusive to her boyfriend, and then she flushed it. So she feels so relaxed and so relieved. Likewise, when we flush out the things which are not in our control, our mind is free to take that action for the things which are in our control, and immediately take one small action on any one thought, any simple thought. If suppose tomorrow market is opening, I need to buy something, the stock market. So I will, tomorrow is the Saturday holiday, Monday I need to buy something. So I will put the 9:30 a.m. Monday I will be buying these stocks. It could be a small action. Or tomorrow I want to buy some vegetable or some milk, or I want to do some presentation. All this, whatever you written, just put a small action on any one of that thought. So this will complete the exercise that will declutter your mind of numerous thoughts. There are numerous thoughts are going on in your mind, and most of them are repetitive, most of them are negative. So once we get rid of the things which are not in our control, we can focus on what is in our control, and we can take small action. A small action leads to big results. So miracle of mind, the Zeigarnik effect, you will have that. So मैं शुक्रिया करूं तेरा तो कहां तक करूं, मैंने सर झुकाया कम, तेरे एहसान बहुत. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज. एक एक सर्कल, एक पेपर पे एक बड़ा सर्कल बनाइए. चला टाइम चला गया लगता है. लेट मी फिनिश फर्स्ट. So basically you make 3 circles. First circles, all people. The first circle is for all people you are grateful for: your parents, your brother, your sister, your siblings, your son, daughter, friends, family, colleagues, neighbor, boss, mentor, whoever you feel that they have made some difference in your life, be grateful to them. Just initially, whatever come in your mind, just put their initials over there. The second circle is for things, for all the physical things, like the TV, laptop, mobile, the computer, then the nature like sunlight, drinking water, food we are eating, the car we are driving, the refrigerator, the fan we are using, all kinds of things which you find that this is making your life a bit better, to play things to live. Write down all those things in that circle. And the third circle is for our ancestors. We are here because of our ancestors. We have all good qualities borrowed from our ancestors. And secondly, our role models, those who are no more. Like it could be Jim Rohn, it could be Napoleon Hill, it could be any Albert Einstein, it could be any scientist like Newton, who has made difference in our life by their invention and by their efforts. the gentleman who had find the Viman aeroplane, the Wright brothers. So all those people who have made our life comfortable and easy, we can put them in this circle and we can be grateful for them. And whenever we find we have some new people, like one friend who has given some help to us, you can add his name to this circle. You buy some new clothes or you buy some new vehicle, you add that in your things circle, and you find that there is some role model, then you can add that name over there. So this way we can have a gratitude library. We all have a practice of gratitude journal. This is a bigger version of a gratitude journal. We can cover all the people who have made reference in our life in one page, and we can be grateful to them for their contribution in our life, for making what we are here. So thank you very much for your patient watching. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my learnings. Thank you. So
Very nice, Bharatji. Thank you very much to you too,
Thank
that
you,
you have shared such a good, emotion control kind of workshop today. And today we are having our second speaker. He is new to this platform, Mr. Dinesh Sharma.
yeah.
And he is going to share today his own written book, The Bleeding Borders. He will share something from his book. So I invite him on the platform. He is a newcomer, so I expect all of you to support him.
Yeah, sure.
Dinesh sir, kindly unmute yourself. Hello. Dinesh ji, can you listen me?
You have to unmute yourself, Dr. Dinesh. Yeah.
Now my voice is coming.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's audible.
Okay. Shall I start?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Here, Dr. Dinesh Sharma. Now, I extend my salutation to the each and every honorable member of this group. I am going to present my book with the title Bleeding Borders, India and Pakistan in the Partition of 1947. This book is based on my thesis, which was completed in 2012, and the title of my thesis was Partition in Fiction, a comparative study of the select Indian and Pakistani authors. In my thesis, I took 3 writers from India and 3 writers from Pakistan who wrote on the theme of partition. From Indian side, I took Khushwant Singh, who wrote Train to Pakistan. Number 2, Chaman Nahal, who wrote Azadi. And third, the most famous, Bhishma Sahani, who wrote Tamas. From Pakistani side, I took Intijar Hussain, who wrote Basti. Number 2, Bapsi Sidhwa, who wrote Ice Candy Man. And third, Abdullah Hussain, who wrote The Weary Generations. All these novels were written in English language by the writer himself. And when we make a comparative study of these 6 novels, we found that all the 6 writers who wrote on the partition of India, they emphasize the composite culture and the complex civilization of the subcontinent. They supported love and the bonhomie, friendship and camaraderie between the two communities. They never supported any kind of hatred and dislikings. And now I share some lines from my thesis, which may be catchy for each and every one. In the heart of each and every Pakistani, there is a miniature of Hindustan laying each and every time. It was said by Asif Ali Zardari, the president of Pakistan. Second, a displaced Hindu from Pakistan who wrote his agony in the following verse: जय जय जवाहरलाल, तूने कर दिया कमाल, देश फाड़ के दे दिया हमें ये रुमाल, कि जाओ अपनी आंखें पोंछ लो. So these words expresses the agony of the displaced person. Number might be 1 crore and 50 lakh, which happened during the partition of India. And both sides suffered a lot. And I can summarize my thesis in the 2 lines said by Chirag Deen, a Pakistani poet. अखियों दी लाली पे दसदे हैं, तुसी भी रोए हो, रोए असी भी हैं. The redness in our eyes has no secret. If you have cried, we too have wept. Means both sides suffered a lot during the partition of India, and nothing can be undone. Nothing can be undone to remove the scars of partitions. So we should learn a good lesson or from the partition of India that history should not be repeated at any cost at any time. Thank you so much. This was my maiden speech, so it may not be very effective, but I tried my best. Thank you so much.
It doesn't seem that it's a novice speech, sir.
Okay, it is completed from my side.
Thank you very much, sir. And I too have a copy of his latest printed book, published book. So
Yes.
I was seeing the pictures, even my little one was seeing, and he was saying, Mummy, देखो, this is Pakistan, देखो लोग जा रहे हैं train पे. He was observing the pictures. Mummy, देखो,
Yes.
ये मर गया. Like that he
Oh,
was saying. He was
yes.
watching the pictures and feeling the agony. Means a little one is also able to feel the agony and the pain after watching just the pics.
The picture, yes, yes, yes. It has a great impact.
So this is from sir side. Anyone else wants to ask anything regarding this book to Mr. Dinesh Sharma? Or anyone wants to share something?
सर आपने खाली अभी वो टमाटर के छिलके दिखाए, थोड़ा सा टमाटर का स्वाद भी दीजिए.
So we expect in this session or in the next one, sir?
Next one. I will make a kind of preparation. Today I was not ready because of my personal problems. But next time I shall try to share some beautiful things of my thesis.
What inspired you to write this book?
Actually, I wanted to know what was the perception of the Pakistanis regarding India's partition. Because there are 2 parties, one India and second Pakistan, one Hindu and second Muslim. So what Muslim thought about the partition? What was their perception? What were their thinkings about the partition? So I wanted to know the other side, what was going in their minds. So that is why I tried to write on the other side of the partition. Because a lot of written from India on the theme of partition. But in Pakistan, there are few writers who wrote partition, because partition was an achievement for Pakistani, not for India. For India, it is a scar. It is a deep cut on the psyche of India. But for Pakistanis, it is a great achievement. So thing is one, but outcome is different from both sides. For India, it is a deep cut, and for Pakistani, it is an achievement.
Would you elaborate on this a little more? That how,
Pardon,
what
sir?
was the aftermath of this two thoughts about this partition? Like what was there in the books written by the Indian authors and the Pakistani authors? How was it
Yes.
different? How the context was different?
How the context was
Different, like what was on
different.
what context Pakistani authors wrote those three books
Okay,
and
okay.
Indian authors wrote those three books?
The Pakistani authors, they did not support any kind of hatred, any kind of disliking. Each and every writer, through their characters, supported good things, and they never supported any kind of violence, any kind of hatred, or any kind of bad thing. And I found one thing, that they tried to make a balance, each and Indian writer also and Pakistani writer also, that bad things were made from both sides. So a kind of blame game also continues. They share some bad thing to Hindu, they share some bad thing to Muslims. They try to make a balance. Each and every writer try to show. When I went through all the 6 novels, 3 novels from India, 3 novels from Pakistan, so I found such a thing in their novels.
Anything specific you would like to highlight?
Sorry, sir. Pardon.
Anything specific would you like to highlight?
Highlight. The 2 lines it has affected me. I read again. अखियों दी लाली पे दस दे, तुसी भी रोए हो, रोए असी भी हैं. English है, the redness in our eyes has no secret. If you have cried, we too have wept. Means partition has affected deeply to both of the sides. They are not. They are also nostalgic about their graves, about their Imam Bharat, about their ancestral home, fields, schools, everything. But India lost a great thing in the partition. His land, temples, agricultural land, fields, relations, everything they lost.
So the authors were talking about all the good things of partition. All the 6 authors.
Yes.
They were talking.
I mentioned just they try to support the complex civilizations and composite culture of the subcontinent. Because India has not India, subcontinent has a composite culture and complex civilization. So they supported the idea of such thing.
So how bleeding is connected to this in that case?
Bleeding is connected. Bleeding, because
Yeah, what is the connection with bleeding?
yes. Because on the altar of partition, 1 million people were butchered, and still our borders are bleeding.
Okay.
Although it is very unfortunate. It is very unfortunate. Only the wearer knows where the shoe pinches. Only the wearer knows where the shoe pinches. It is very unfortunate that our borders are still bleeding. Very
Dinesh,
unfortunate.
Thank you so much.
question.
Yeah, Vasudev, you want to take over?
No, I have a question.
Yes.
आपने जो लेखकों की बात कही है वो तो सही है, पर ये बात कितने लोगों तक पहुंची है?
ये बात सॉरी.
क्योंकि हमने तो ये चीजें अपने बड़ों से सुनी हैं.
जी.
I am from near Amritsar.
near Amritsar, yes.
Yes, Batala.
Batala, yes.
तो हमारे तो forefathers कह लो या even पहली generation जो मेरी sisters थी,
जी,
वो तो सब में से किसी को, जो आप राइटर्स लिख रहे हैं, किसी को भी नहीं चाहिए, पर जो चाहिए थी उनकी मानसिक स्थिति कैसी थी, वो तो अपना करके चले गए ना।
जी, जी, जी.
तो उन्हीं की वजह से हमारा सब चीज, नॉट इवन borders are bleeding, even the human beings minds are still bleeding.
Hard.
Yes, exactly. Actually, scars are still alive.
Very much, very much.
Yes. But unfortunately, the new generations of India, especially the from the of the displaced persons who displaced from the of today Pakistan, they
Okay.
have forgotten the partitions. They have forgotten the scars of partition. Many times we ask to the new generations about the partition, so they are much ignorant. Means their forefathers were displaced, brutally cut into pieces. But their new generations have forgotten everything about the partitions. Even they don't take any interest in
I don't
such.
know. I really don't know that. पर
Hmm.
जिस तरह से घाव बार बार कुरेदे जा रहे हैं, जैसे ये तमस पिक्चर देखो,
जी,
जब मैंने देखी थी, I literally could not
जी.
sleep for 2-3 days, because
Hmm.
जो चीज हमने देखी भी नहीं थी, वो घाव इस तरह से ताजा
Yes.
हो गए कि
हाँ जी,
मैं सोच रही थी कि अगर इन्होंने ना ही लिखी होती, ना ही मैंने
तो अच्छा.
देखी होती, I would have been
हम्म,
much better today.
हम्म,
So I feel sometime हम
हाँ
ऐसी चीजें लिख देते हैं या कर देते हैं, हम
जी,
वही जख्मों को बार बार कुरेदते रहते हैं. Sometimes
हाँ.
it is really very unfortunate.
Yes, yes, yes. This question is also asked by someone. What is the need of reviving the old scars? What is
Yes,
the
yes.
need? Okay.
So far I have only, because I mean, even on talking about it just now,
Hmm.
uh,
Yes,
thinking about Thomas, I'm still getting very emotional and very
yes,
difficult to talk about it.
yes, yes. Very
Because
difficult to
I have heard so many things from my
overpower such
father,
feelings.
my brothers, and my sisters and my relatives.
Hmm. Think that about the real sufferer who then went through all this trauma. Means we only see the serial tamas and we become so much emotional. Think about those persons who suffered. Actually,
That's my point, is you
yes,
start thinking about your relatives then.
yes, yes.
I have so many stories which told by our friends or बाकी जो relatives से हैं,
Yes.
जो कईयों को पता ही नहीं है, तो हमें भी पता है.
जी,
We
जी,
don't
बिल्कुल.
know.
And I can pray to God only that history should not be repeated in such terms of partitions. India should not witness another partition. India still have a lot of problems regarding partition.
Well, not only India, but anyway, let's not discuss this today.
Just break the flow, because otherwise I think
Today, let's not discuss
somewhere
this.
we'll start
Thank
getting
you
there.
so much.
रोने लगे वो आंसी भी रोने लगे कैटेगरी में आ जाएगा. So one close partition that I have seen in front of my eyes, that was Telangana getting separated from Andhra Pradesh. So it was not that tragic. It is neither that what we call having any depth to that extent, but it was a simple state change. Till yesterday, we used to write my state as Andhra Pradesh, and from tomorrow, I am going to write it as Telangana state. So, unlike
Okay.
other states that happened within India, what happened is the new state that came out, it had a new capital. But here, the capital in
Okay.
Telangana was Hyderabad, and when Andhra Pradesh got separated, it had to build up its own capital. Unlike Uttarakhand, where Dehradun was clearly the capital, or other two states, Jharkhand and this one, there was a clear capital known, and this was a new city to be set up. Now,
Okay.
still, I still have a disconnect every time I see Andhra Pradesh in the list, and I feel that it is not my state anymore because I belong to, and Hyderabad became a part of Telangana. So what used to happen, जैसे लिस्ट निकलता है तो पहला स्टेट आंध्र प्रदेश आता था, जब आप
Yes.
लिस्ट देखते हो पहले आंध्र प्रदेश आता है, तो
Okay,
उसके
okay.
बाद जब तक मैं आंध्र प्रदेश या तेलंगाना में था तब तक मैं आंध्र प्रदेश ही सेलेक्ट करता था, तो सबसे ऊपर था। तो उसके बाद मैं गया वेस्ट बंगाल, वेस्ट बंगाल सबसे लास्ट में आता, तो मैं पहले देखता था या अब तेलंगाना में आने के बाद ये हो गया कि ये नीचे से 5वां या 6वां नंबर का आता है, उत्तराखंड भी नीचे से 3रा या 4था में आता है। तो ऐसा लगता है मुझे कि मैं जो पहला नंबर में था वहां से although nothing,
Down
but yeah, but this partition, to the small extent that it is having a so much of connect, because earlier we had a same Andhra Pradesh state transport road transport system, and we could book reservation from both the, like if you are traveling from Hyderabad to Tirupati, it is in Andhra Pradesh. So I could book, the buses were combined. I used to get 22 buses together in the one page. Today, the buses starting from Tirupati are of Tirupati depot, so they belong to Andhra Pradesh. The buses starting from Hyderabad are from Telangana depot, so the website itself is different. I have to log into TSRTC to book here. If a suitable bus is not there, then I go to APSRTC, I check up, oh, यहाँ पे ये बस है, तो मेरे 7 बजे को चाहिए, तो 7 बजे वाले आंध्र प्रदेश डिपो। फर्क तो नहीं पड़ता, दोनों भी तेलुगु बात करेंगे, दोनों में भी बस में चले जाएंगे। अंदर जाने के बाद आधे लोग आंध्रा बात करने वाले होंगे, आधे तेलंगाना बात करने वाले होंगे, मतलब थोड़ी सी लैंग्वेज में डिफरेंस है, वो तो हर किसी लैंग्वेज में होती है। So even then it is having that much of what you call feeling, although there was no bloodshed or any difficult thing that happened, but still that has having that emotional connect. Why I am telling this is imagining that itself is, and if it had been a positive part, like they partitioned and then everyone stayed at their own homes, it would have been a different story. Anyway, it really, so the words bleeding border, what happened was the place where I stayed, in front of that we have a Ujjaini Mahakali temple, and in Hyderabad. So every year there is a jatra kind of thing, like a mela रहता है वहाँ पे. तो वहाँ every year before the Telangana agitation, KCR and his team used to come and say that we will, माँ हम आपकी तेलंगाना में करने वाले, आपको स्टेट दिलाने वाले, स्टेट दिलाने वाले. All these speeches used to be that, वो जो होता है ना खुन्नस के साथ लोग बात करते हैं. All those speeches I have heard first hand, like in the first hand. That day used to match with my father's Shraddha day. So every year I used to listen to that. And after that, I have seen this people stop coming to that with that frequency. जिस तरह से वो पहले आता था, वो नहीं था. But anyway, this is not related to books, so I will just take a pause here. The message I wanted to share was that this Zoom link that we have paid for ends on May 11th. So technically, this is the last session that we will be able to record and continue with this link. If we continue with this link, we will have to refresh that. And we will be able to record till 40 minutes. So the session we have to log out after end of 40 minutes and then re-log in at that time. So that's the status that the Zoom subscription is. It ends on May 10th or 11th, whatever date it was. Close to that. So we are on May 8th today. So that was message that I wanted to share. I had read one book, but it's already 9 course, so I will not be sharing that right now. So that's the message I wanted to share. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Here's a compliment for you, Vasudev sir. I think Nainital's climate suits you. You have become, more lively.
No, I have always, no, Hyderabad is the best climate to me because I am a Hyderabadi, but Nainital is okay. But I have been lively even in West Bengal and even in Uganda.
So this is all for today. Bharat ji
Yes.
has shared the emotional control, and again Dinesh ji came to the platform and he moved us. Again he moved, inhalated our emotions in his own way, and afterward our leader and the creator of this group, Vasudev ji, in his own way, immediately changed the mood of the group as soon as he appeared with his charming face on the screen. So I'm very thankful to everyone who have
Okay.
shared in their own way. And it was a wonderful session, and hope we will meet again on the next Friday with some more sharings, more learnings, and for wonderful sessions. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice
Thank you,
and
everyone.
wonderful
Good
night.
night. Good
Good
night.
night.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you so much.
Everybody. Thank you, Dinesh ji. Thank you, everyone.